Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. For the subject of this, let's just change here. For the subject of this video, I'm going to be discussing a classic live-action Disney movie for you, and of course, this is the movie that made Julie Andrews' movie career, which is of course the movie 1964 film Mary Poppins. I recently just saw this movie on television, so I figured I'd do this movie review for you. As a matter of fact, a little bit of trivia. Julie Andrews was, and of course, Mary Poppins came out the same year as the movie that Julie Andrews actually was offered to do, which was late because it was being made into a film. And of course, stars Audrey Hepburn on Julie Andrews' role. Well, fortunately, Mary Fair Lady and Mary Poppins were both being filmed at the same time, and Julie Andrews already agreed to do Mary Poppins. She said, "Oh, sorry, I can't do uh, both movies at the same time." Because they're both being filmed at exactly the same time, and they both came out exactly the same movie year. So she did Mary Poppins, and of course the rest is, so to say, movie history. Because Julie Andrews actually ended up winning the Academy Award for Best Picture over Audrey Hepburn. Anyway, this Mary Poppins also stars Dick Van Dyke as the famous Bert the Chimney Sweeper. This film, of course, is it is a live-action Disney classic, one of the few classic live-action Disney movies that's constantly airing on television. Number one, and also constantly coming out with DVDs and the old VHS and DVD releases. Fortunately, most uh, live-action Disney films don't get that treatment from Disney. Uh, like Song in the South, for example. If I ever probably do a video on just Song in the South because it was that good. Uh, and also Pete's Dragon. The reason why I'm mentioning those two particular films with Mary Poppins is because all three have something in common, and that is they film the scenes with live action and animation. And of course, Mary Poppins is more famous because, like I said earlier, it constantly gets airtime on either the Disney Channel or ABC or some other network. Constantly gets airtime. And the other two movies, they don't. Mary Poppins, of course, we're getting back to the original movie I want to do in this video. Mary Poppins, I don't want to explain this film. Mary Poppins is, of course, the movie where it also was a stereotypical movie for Julie Andrews because she got typecast. Unfortunately, as being the quintessential nanny. Not only in this film, but also the next film she did, which of course was Sound of Music, which I previously reviewed. So Julie Andrews, of course, plays these magical, mystical Mary Poppins. Um, and she plays a nanny for this family called the Banks. And the father's name, of course, is George Banks. This is, of course, kind of funny because George Banks is like one of the more popular names for somebody in the movies. Because Spencer Tracy and Steve Martin also played George Banks in the Follow the Vine movies. Now, of course, Spencer Tracy in the original version and Steve Martin in the remakes. So this is actually the second time movie has used the name George Banks. And the father, of course, is a strict, rigid guy ironically also works in the bank himself. And the mother is constantly running around doing protests and stuff. So the two of them don't have time to raise the kids, and they have two kids, one boy, one girl, and they want to hire a nanny, and they can't get a proper nanny. So the kids make up a list saying, "This is what we want, like to have a nanny." And of course, the father lifts up the letter and goes in the fireplace. And all of a sudden, by magic, the note goes out of the chimney and gets in the hands of Mary Poppins, who's like sitting on a cloud actually, and she flies in on her magic umbrella and goes to the bank's house and instantly, right away, becomes a nanny. and it's like one, and after that, it's like almost one musical or magical moment after the other in this film. It's like one after the other, and after a while, it gets like when you don't have anything against the songs, if we some of the songs in Mary Poppins or Disney classical songs, like Tim Tim Chimney song. Now I'm mispronouncing it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That song didn't mess up. Those two songs, and of course, a spoonful of sugar makes a medicine go down. Those are like three songs that became instant Disney classics. Um, of course, there's also several instances that became like the scene when they're cleaning up the room. There's also a scene, like I said earlier, this movie mixes animation and live action scenes. Of course, the most famous scene is when they dive into a chalk painting that Bert, played by Dick Van Dyke, did by the park. As Julie Andrews took the two kids, or Mary Poppins took the two kids to the park, and here's Bert with the sidewalk drawings, and all of them dive into a painting. And the ending, and you know, special, it is like 1960s special effects. It looks well in the film. And well, you can tell everything was fake anyway, but the special effects do look for the film. And of course, you had constant scenes with the animation, like the riding on merry-go-round and a challenge for a derby race, and also they had the famous dance scene with Dick Van Dyke and the Penguins. When he's impersonating the Penguins, and he maneuvered his pants in such a way so he could walk and dance like the Penguins. Those scenes are like classic scenes, but I feel that these scenes, a lot of the scenes in Mary Poppins, go on way too long. The sequences go on way too long for a film, and way too long for people's attention spans today. But the scenes, all classical scenes, and they do, and what Disney in that time had a habit of have scenes, even in the regular animated films, the scenes that go on way too long. And this movie falls into that trap. And that scene goes on way too long. There's also a scene that also goes way too long, which is of course the chimney sweepers dance sequence. You know, with Dick Van Dyke and the other chimney sweepers. That sequence also goes on way too long, and it feels like it's going on way too long. I didn't personally time it myself, but it feels like it's forever. It takes forever to end this scene. Now, I'm in favor of dance scenes as long as they don't go on for 10 or 15 minutes. I mean that's how long the sequences go, at least 10 minutes. Uh, so to me, it's like way too long. Even a 5 minute dance scene is stretching it there. But if you have a dance sequence that goes on for more than 5 minutes, it's way too long. Way too long. But of course, you know, it is a classic movie for what it is, and it is an enjoyable film. But like I said earlier, the sequences go way too long. Well, to get back to the original story, George Banks, the father, gets annoyed that Mary Poppins is doing all this stuff for the kids, and because the kids are telling the father what the adventures that they are having with Mary Poppins. And so, oh, we went to the playing park, we were on the carousel, and the horses come off the carousel with us on it, and we jumped in the maze, and then we did you know, with the chimney sweeper was dancing with the penguins, and was doing all this stuff, and the father gets annoyed thinking that Mary Poppins is being bad influence, using these kids' imaginations way too much, and so of course gets annoyed and actually wants to fire Mary Poppins for it, and she says, I'm not going to be letting this guy firing, and I'm quitting either. So, but to make a long story short, the father decides to have take the kids out for an outing to basically work because he feels the kids should be serious. You should take life seriously and not pretend or use their imaginations. So he takes it to the bank, and the kid has, or the son has money in his hand, and he wants to buy food with it to feed to the birds. across the front of the church across the street in the courtyard. So, but one of the bankers or what his father's boss wants to take the money and put it in the bank. And he said no, and the kid actually starts to riot. Give me my money. Give me. And he goes, give me my money. Give me. And he had plenty of money. He said, give me my money. Give me my money. And then of course, infinitely starts rioting the bank when people want to get the money out because they're not going to give people back the money. And the father initially gets fired, but then the kid tells a joke, and the boss starts laughing, and I think it's funny. And actually, you don't see it in the movie, but actually dies laughing. So the son, or the boss's son, says we hired the father back, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. Of course, the movie actually ends with the scene with the kite scene, and they're singing the song "Let's Fly a Kite," which is of course is another classic song from this movie. But this movie I feel has a ton of classic songs from the Disney canon. Unfortunately, not until the more recent Disney films that came out almost the last 30 years. Most Disney films does not have one great song after the other like they have in many Poppins. I think most of the part had to do with the two leads, with Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews. And both of them were great. I know that I mentioned earlier that Julie Andrews actually won the Academy Award for playing Mary Poppins, but I don't know if Dick Van Dyke won the Academy Award for his performance in Mary Poppins. I don't think he did, but he should have won. In my opinion, Dick Van Dyke should have won an Academy Award for his performance in Mary Poppins because he was terrific. I mean, I like Julie Andrews. I love listening to her sing, but also Dick Van Dyke was also terrific. I mean, he was even at times in this movie even better than Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews was probably like the more mature one, um, more like the mother figure in the film. But Dick Van Dyke is the one having the most fun uh, playing the part. Even though he did have a tough time. When I found out, I think it's on a documentary once of Mary Poppins that Dick Van Dyke actually had a tough time during the penguin dance sequence because he had to literally act to nothing. Kind of like what most people do today in movies, like for example, the new Star Wars movies coming out this week, or the week of doing this video. People have to act to a blue screen for the computer for the CGI effects. Same thing with this. He had to. Dick Van Dyke had to act to nothing during the penguin dance sequence. Of course, also during the part of the, and also that sequence also went way too long. The sequence when they have the live action and the animation. I think it took about like maybe 20 to 25 minutes of the film with the live action and the animation. Because especially when they sing the song "Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious" scene, they did it with the animation as well as live action. So you had you had the scene with the merry-go-round, you had the scene with the race, and this is all in this particular sequence. Then you had the penguin dance with Dick Van Dyke and the penguins. Then you had the sequence with the "Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious" song. And then after that, that's when you know the sequence ended. I think that whole sequence was maybe like 20 to 25 minutes of the film. It was way too long. And that's the problem I have with Mary Poppins movie. I mean, they didn't have too much of the. I felt they didn't have them all that much of a plot, except for the main Poppins as a nanny and helping the kids. It has one musical sequence after the other, but it has way too many musical sequences in it. And the musical sequences took so long and didn't have so much to establish a plot between with the family and the kids, or the parents with the kids. And further show more of that stuff, more of the parents trying to relate with the kids and trying to control the kids and having a tough time with that. I mean, they did do that early on in the movie, but not enough to satisfy me. Even though I recommend people seeing this movie, but I feel that The musical sequences go on way too long. The dance sequences went on way too long. The animation sequence with the live action went on way too long. But the movie itself is, it is a Disney classic. But I just wish the other two movies I previously mentioned, uh, Song in the South and Peace Dragon, will also come out on video or DVD. Those two, I know Song in the South, Disney is burying that movie. And I wish that people would, either on Facebook or wherever, make a stink with this film and force Disney to put this out on DVD. But I think I know I'm getting on a tangent, but I think Song in the South is a Disney classic as well. And then because of the politically correct Barack Hussein Obama PC world we're living in now, we are not going to have Song in the South ever come on DVD. Never. Which, if I ever get to do that video, I'm not sure, of the film. I might go into it further. So that's my review of the movie Mary Poppins. Please click on the video, please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. And please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. And you can check out all my videos not only on my YouTube channel, but also at rowdyc.com. That's all WDY and NSC.com. That's the homepage of the Rowdy Reviewer, Christy Moore. He does TV trash videos and Pure Pizza Guy and wrestling more. And plus, he also has other content on his video, not just my videos and not just his own stuff. But Christy Moore has other content on there as well, like comic book strips and plus other critics as well. We have he has other critics also doing his contribute to his website as well, including myself, of course. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.